Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Gneiss, which is a Zentangle original tangle. Now, I'm going to start off with putting 4 corners and a border. Now, in the step out on this one, you'll see, kind of these little faint lines, and that's what that is kind of like the 4 corners and a border line. And then, because I think you could use it, you probably use it in any shape. So if you were filling in a tangle, say you're doing a traditional one, and you want to fill in a space, you could certainly use this. All right, as long as an orb will fit in it. So we're going to draw a giant orb touching the top, sides, bottom, as close as you can get, like so. Then, a little off-center, a little dot. Then, I'm just going to draw straight lines from that dot to the edge of the orb. And what is in my way? My tortillon. It's rolled. It wanted to be, it wanted its 15 minutes of fame a little early. Oh my gosh. All right. And I mean, you can, there's no rhyme or reason for these. You can have them as, close together or far apart as you want. Keeping in mind, the other steps, that you have enough room. All right. Then we're going to put some, kind of like a V. I'll start down here. So in the bottom, and in the bottom of every, like these spokes, we can call that, or sections. I'm going to go from one to the next, but just drawing, straight line up, kind of towards the center, and then back down. Actually, it doesn't even have to be in the center. Actually, they don't even have to be straight. They could be a little curved. You can, have fun with those. I'm not drawing these as steep. I guess that's the word I have come up with, like that, high in, as I did on the step out. All right, so once you have that done, then from each point that we just drew, whether it's center or not, from each point we want to draw a straight line up to the center. And actually, these next parts, it doesn't really matter what order you take them in. We're going to do aura-ing around these little sections, and then filling in every other section here. It's just one of those things where you can certainly take those out of order. All right, if you wish. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is we'll do the aura-ing. All right, so actually, I was kind of doing each corner kind of at a time, because that way I have the, I have it positioned right. Now, for those that are new to tangling and don't know what I mean by aura-ing, if you can see what I'm doing here, which is simply like outlining. So this is the line that I'm aura-ing. I'm going on the inside in this little, wide triangle that was created. And then I'm going to go on the outside. So from the outside of the orb, and I'll be essentially aura-ing that outside line, and then continuing up into the corner here. So that's what I say, if you put this in any space that you are looking to fill in, or you could just do the orb and the insides and not do this aura-ing on the outside, and have a real, then you have the neat, it's kind of like compass rose is what it makes me think of. Oops, sorry, I went a little off there. So it makes a neat tangle, just by itself. But if you wanted to use it as a fill-in, this would be how you would do that. And having these nice aura lines on the outside really makes the star part of the tangle be the star. It makes it pop. All right. And this one, you know, if you wanted to, actually I'll do it on the next, well, like I can, where can I do it? There is a technique where we do what's called a sparkle. And so if you wanted to, and that's just a matter of, okay, so I'm aura-ing and then I lift up and continue. I'm going to fill it in because I didn't do it anywhere else and I like to have consistency. But you can do that and just, you know, sometimes you lift up the pen and put a dot or two, or even a, you know, a small line or something. And you just do it, you know, a few times in, you know, a similar area, and as you're aura-ing, and it creates what would look like, you know, a little bit of shine or a sparkle. And so that's something that you could do on these two as you're aura-ing. Like I said, and I'm just going right out here to my little string line, or my border there, and there we have it. Then next is, and I'm going to keep this handy, and actually, I know that's why the tortillon rolled over, because we're not going to use it today. It was being upset about that. All right. So we're just going to fill in every other one. I don't know if it matters which, you know, wherever you start, just fill in and then skip and then fill in and skip. And as I'm using this graphic one, it's thicker, as you can see, than what I was using, because it makes for a little bit speedier fill-in, but you have to be careful not to go over the lines. Now, the fill-in is a great time if, like, any of your internal lines went a little not the right way, weren't happy. I've had several that kind of went a little wibbly. And so actually, well, I didn't do that on here. Actually, most of my lines are pretty good on this one. But a lot of times what I'll do is, if something like that happens, I kind of make a mental note. And then when it comes to, you know, shading or filling in or decorating, when you're done with the tangle, I kind of take a look at those areas first and decide if you know, it's like, well, what can I do here to make that not look like what it looks like? Because there's no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle. We just have course corrections. So, you know, shading is a natural course correction. Filling in is the next best. Because you can always straighten out a line as long as you're going a little wider, right? Because it won't work the other way. And then there's some other things that can be done. And I'm almost done with this. I was going to hit the pause. Yeah, because right in here, and we'll adjust that one. A lot of times I will, actually it's really smart when I do it, you know, kind of outline with this, and then do the coloring in, because that way I'm a lot less likely to go over. All right. This one, though, I think I'm going to let me do the bottom, because this one is rather narrow. And because I don't want to make anything, you know, worse. All right, let's see. Let me finish filling this in. And let's see. And actually, there's a little bit one here, too. And then with the fine liner, you just go back. Then this is the 01. I go back and just almost trace over that line. And like right here, it's like, okay, let's just straighten it out a little bit. And there, all happy. I'm going to fill in this little bit in there while I have it. But it's a nice thing just to keep in mind. So that way there's no, or not, I don't want to say no, we can work towards eliminating stress and things and have it be enjoyable if we can just say, oh, well, I'm just going to wait and see. Let's wait and see when it's done. Then take a look at it. Sometimes you can't find the thing that you thought was a mistake. because they disappear. And that's what's neat about Zentangle. So this is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. Actually, you know what? You say, okay, Tortillon, you could have a little bit of a break. If you wanted to do some shading, let's just see. I'm going to go on the outside of this. Because, I mean, it's kind of, you can see how neat it is having that aura'd background. But what if we decided to just kind of pop it out a little bit? And I'm going kind of heavy on the graphite. Because I want to. And did I get it all there? All right. Okay, Tortillon, you get your show. And then I'm not going to bring it out very far. You know, what's nice about this, you can still see those lines that we did. So we're not, you know, we're going over it, but they're just, you know, we're making them a little bit gray. So they're still there. I like looking in the screen and seeing what it looks like. It's so cool. Yep. And then it just, you know, it just made it kind of float up above. And so it's just an extra neat thing that you can do if you want to. I mean, of course, you could always add color. There's tons of things that one could do with this. But it is it's a nice tangle. And if you enjoyed it, would love to have a thumbs up, you know, like, share. If you have not subscribed yet to the channel, I would love it if you were a subscriber. If you liked it enough to see more. Only if you liked it enough to see more. And if you do that, make sure you hit the notification bell next to it so you can decide how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. Also, in the description box will be my step out, as well as ways to connect with me if you'd like to. If you think you might want to give a live class a try, I'm doing them online at least once a week and mostly free. I have one paid class a month that right now they're $25, and unless you're a club member. And at the time of this recording, I'm still working on my on this membership platform, so I have a kind of a special deal on there. All the information is on my website, or you know, through that you can email me or just leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you. Anyway, with that, thank you so much for watching. This is a fun. It's a simple tangle. It has really great. It looks really neat when you're done, and I hope you enjoyed it. And with that, I wish you happy tangling.